Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of... No, this is for January 2025. Just kidding. You have this flexible card and this thinker card. I'm pretty sure you've been getting these cards that say, like, basically, it's time for you to be flexible, or there is something about flexibility going on with your readings. The other thing that's also kind of really jumping out at me here, Libra, is the fact that you always get the Emperor with me. Now, Aries is your opposite sign, and so some of you could be dealing with an Aries, but I think this is more encouraging you to work with your opposite sign's energy, which I think is, pretty much, something that everyone should be doing in the first place. Like, a lot of us, I think, to create balance in our life, right? We have to work with the opposite sign's energy. And, I kind of feel that since, pretty much all this year, 2024, if you're watching this before January, you've been getting the Emperor with me like crazy. And it's, it's definitely something that is kind of like jumping out at me here, and, something that we will talk about. There's clearly a big change coming in for you. We go from the Death card down to the, down to this Tower is the word I was looking for. But sorry, I'm doing a different spread, and I don't remember exactly what I was going to talk about. But in your first row is going to be your current general energies. And you have this Death card going down to the Tower. It's kind of funny that you go Death to the Nine of Wands to the Tower. The Death card is about needing to undergo a transformation. In your second row, you have this card that says Metamorphosis on it. And when you think about it, a caterpillar turning into a butterfly is a Tower moment, because the caterpillar has to turn into caterpillar soup, basically, inside the chrysalis before it becomes a butterfly. So it undergoes this very deep transformation, and its life is completely changed after. It is no longer just squirming around, right? Now it can fly. So I feel like there is some sort of deep change clearly coming in here. I wouldn't even worry about the Tower, because in your very next row, you have the Star, and, the Star represents healing from a Tower moment. So, this could be something that's already happened for you, or again, the Metamorphosis card is a process. So we don't go through these changes overnight, but it's, clear to me that you're going through some sort of deep change. With the Emperor, again, I think this could just be an energy that you're working with, because you get this card with me like every single reading that I do for you. And again, the Emperor is a card of control, but it's really a card of taking control. But the way that he takes control is by taking advantage of opportunities that present themselves at the right moment. So he has his armor on underneath his cloak here, but he's sitting in his throne. So he's not really doing anything. But the point of the armor is that when an opportunity presents itself, he is going to jump onto the opportunity. He's not going to wait to prove that the opportunity is going to work or whatever. He's just kind of willing to take advantage of opportunity as it presents itself. And I kind of get that energy here, because you have that thinker card, which says maybe you're thinking too much. Maybe, over the past few years, you've been getting opportunities, but you end up thinking about them too long, and then you miss out on the opportunity. And again, I don't know if that's true for you or not. You're going to have to be honest with yourself here. But, again, if it is, then I would definitely pay attention to opportunities. I really kind of get the feeling from this reading that on a very simple level, it's saying you're much more capable than you realize, especially with this Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords can represent only seeing one way of doing things when there are many. And, the reading is, again, this reading, I don't know, it's a weird reading in a weird way, because it's like I feel like it's all together, which, sure, is all true, but I feel like I'm getting all of this at once, if that makes sense. Like, normally I go card by card, I get these messages, but it's like I'm sucking this all up right away. And, it just kind of gives me the feelings that, maybe what has prevented you from taking advantage of good opportunities in the past is kind of like being stuck, or being in the self-imposed restriction, or thinking that you have to know exactly how to do something or whatever. So I think the Eight of Swords is saying, you can learn as you go, or, you don't have to know everything. Eventually you will get there. And so again, I would definitely, in your third row, you have this card that says prepare on it. So I think that there is clearly like an opportunity that you are being prepared for. I think that it's going to probably, take your life in a new direction. Tower, and you have the Two of Wands at the end. With the Two of Wands, he is entering into a completely new environment. He has the world. He has the whole world in his hands, So he is being moved towards something completely different. And I think that this World card, which was not in reverse, the world can represent an achievement or some sort of success. The world with the tower can also just represent a move, so some of you could be thinking about moving. With the Emperor, you have the Ten of Swords. I would be careful of controlling people. Just like a little side note, Mars retrograde. Mars retrograde is always a weird time. People can really be in their ego, or they can kind of, just the way I look at Mars retrograde is I think that a lot of people can be like, I need you to act this way so that I feel good. So, it's like people are really more projecting at this time. And so I always tell people just ignore it. I think that's the best thing you can do, but you might notice that people are like, I need you to do this so I can feel good. They might not say that exactly, but basically that's what they're saying. With the Eight of Swords, yes, you are much more capable than you realize. You have the Magician. The Magician says you have mastery over all the suits in the tarot. It's like you have all the skills necessary to take advantage of opportunity as it comes and to, make things happen. But this is another deep change card. The snake here represents reinvention. And so the Magician, he might have to reinvent himself to make himself fit whatever it is that he's trying to manifest. It's like, if we want to manifest love, we can't come from a place of a lack of love to get love. If we want money, same thing. We can't come from lack if we want, abundance. So he has to make those types of changes to get what he wants. Next, we're going to look at what can you do to have the best start for 2025 in January. And you have this Capricorn card. It says challenges. It says it will not always be easy, but if you build discipline, you will achieve your goals. You have this Metamorphosis card. It says your inner self is being renewed day by day, so new and better ways can come forth. Couldn't have said it better myself, right? I think that this whole entire reading is saying that there are new and better ways that are presenting themselves to you, and it's like you're no longer squiggling around like a worm on the ground. I think you're turning into the butterfly here, Libra, and obviously that's a good thing. You have the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. I would encourage you to invest in opportunities like more quickly with that Emperor, because I just get this feeling of kind of like feeling left out. And I'm not talking about money either, especially right now. I think right now is a bad time for investments. It's like, why do you think we see so many? I mean, I've literally been saying this since like 2017. I talked about crypto scams, back then, and I said, Uranus and Taurus does not like get rich quick. And we just saw that Haktua girl, right? She's created a crypto scam. It's like we hear about a crypto scam all the time. So, but it's not just crypto, it's everything, right? Uranus and Taurus wants us to do things for the right reasons. And if we don't research what we're doing, and if we rush, then we're going to run into problems. But what I will say is I feel like the Knight of Swords is saying that with that Emperor, that would be a good time to take advantage of opportunities. But again, I'm not talking about financial opportunity really, although, if it's a job, it could be financially related. But I think this is talking about investing your energy. And as long as you're doing things in balance, which you're great at, as long as you're not over-investing, then it's not going to be a big deal. I also said that in like 2017. I said, really, it's like maybe you want to have some skin in the game. So if your cousin tells you about Haktua Girl's crypto coin, it's like probably a scam. But if you lose $10 on it, is $10 really that big of a deal? Probably not, right? So, I think small investments is where it's at. And the other thing that's going to be important is paying attention to the evidence. It's like, obviously, if you paid attention to the evidence, it's like some 22-year-old who got famous for doing something nasty, right, on the streets of Nashville, I think, right? It's like, do you think that would be, if you really look at the evidence, do you think that Warren Buffett would make that decision? Probably not. Pay attention to the evidence, right? What everybody should have known that was a scam. Plain and simple, right? So there you go. You have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about putting up appropriate boundaries. Again, we're looking at the actions you should be taking at the beginning of the year. So again, if you have people in your life that are like projecting on you, which was kind of the energy I was getting right here, I would make sure to set appropriate boundaries. You have the Three of Pentacles. So again, teamwork makes the dream work. I feel like I've said this to you recently as well, Libra. The Three of Pentacles kind of says that you need to be number one. This guy here is getting the recognition for the work that he has done, but these people are helping him. So if people are helping you, which is great, make sure that they're coming in a support role. There are a couple of signs this year where I really feel like they shouldn't. It's like, I don't want this to sound wrong, but what I would say is I think that you are one of the signs where it's like you shouldn't necessarily join a group where you are not like the leader. Emperor energy here. It's like, I kind of feel the star as well. It's like, the whole reading is saying you need to be the star. You are the one that needs to stand out and get the attention. So, I think it's, would be a good idea for you to make sure that you're kind of, if you are working in a group, that they're supporting you. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups. Pretty much everyone, a lot of people, I should say, I don't know if it's everyone, but a lot of signs have had the Ace of Cups in this row of advice for the year. And so Ace of Cups could be love, but really I think in this situation, and what I've said to everyone else, is that the Ace of Cups is about being in the flow. It's about doing things that you can do endlessly. So I think it would be a great year to focus on putting your energy into things that create flow. Exactly what I said on that Knight of Swords. Don't pay attention to the evidence. If something that you're working on is providing you with a result, then it's probably a good thing to continue to work on. But if something isn't providing you with a result, probably a bad thing to put your time, effort, or energy into. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Hermit. I kind of do feel like you are going to be a little bit in hermit mode. It's weird because there's like a lot of attention here, but I also think that you could be in hermit mode at the same time. So, again, that's kind of like what I get off of this Hermit card is that, and sometimes I think that's true. It's like we can get a lot of attention, but we are maybe want to be more private. I get a lot of attention and I'm very private. I'm super awkward in person. Like when I spoke in Texas last year, the whole time I'm like, where do I put my hands? Like Ricky Bobby, right? With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. You showing up here in a very strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. It allows you to get what you want from the reading, so really like to see that. Next, we are going to look at what challenges you could be facing in the beginning of the year and how you can overcome them. So this is, again, I like to remind people, tarot is not a prison sentence. We give you this advice so that you can overcome it. You have this Release card and this Prepare card. Again, with the Prepare card, I don't really think this is a challenge. I think it's saying, prepare for an opportunity. Like I said earlier, I think the Release card does say that there clearly could be something that needs to be released. You have the Three of Swords right here. So the Three of Swords is about forgiveness, and I always say that we don't have to forgive like a person, or even if it was like a job or something else that hurt you, or maybe, sometimes like failure, if we fail doing something that can hurt as well. And so maybe in those situations we have to forgive ourselves, but we don't have to forgive like the person or the place directly. We just have to forgive the situation so that we can remove those swords from our heart, and that's exactly what I would do with the Three of Swords. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can represent lying, cheating, stealing, of course. Seven of Swords is, but what I would say is that the Seven of Swords is about being tactical. The Seven of Swords is really a good card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. And so he's stealing these swords from this army in the background of the card, and he is tiptoeing away from them. So he is doing something tactically. Instead of going to war, he is stealing the sword. So he's doing something like in a better way. And so I don't think this is a challenge, but I do think it's saying like everything that you're working on, there's probably a better way. And I think this is true for everyone. Again, Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius is third place solutions. I believe that we're in a time of third place solutions. Everybody thinks like this or that is a solution to everything, but probably it's something in the middle or something like way over here, right? So we need to be open to those like innovative, unique ideas, or even if we have those ideas, we should be using them because we will be successful if we do that. You have the Tower. Again, the Tower, I think, is just talking about this deep change and, kind of stepping into new reality, especially with the Two of Wands in the world, in the Metamorphosis card. It's clear to me that you're undergoing a deep change, and, obviously your life will be different, which could be a challenge, right? It's like sometimes your life changes and people start acting weird around you. So, that can be a Tower moment. Sometimes you make a change and you realize that you have to, like, move, or maybe you have to let go of people, or maybe you have to make other changes. So, I think this is just talking about the deep change that you are undergoing here, Libra. But damn, I would say this is a powerful, reading for sure. But I like it. So let's see. With the Three of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune can represent a change in your fortunes, of course. So I think for a lot of you, there could just be, a change in your fortunes. The Wheel of Fortune, though, again, I was really getting that with that Knight of Swords about paying attention to the evidence. With the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel can spin backwards or forwards. And with the wheel, we have to make sure that what we're doing is getting the wheel moving forwards, meaning we are building momentum towards whatever we're trying to accomplish. So again, I think maybe a tiny challenge that you should pay attention to is paying attention to what works. Seven of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. I think attention might be a little bit of a challenge for you, like I just said. Maybe you're like me, where you're like, you meet people and you're like, what do I do with my hands, right? So again, I think that you need to pay attention to attention. The other thing is maybe you need to escape every once in a while or have some time to yourself, or you need to find something that recharges your batteries, right? And so for me, going for a walk recharges my batteries. So it could be whatever for you. But if you don't have something that recharges your batteries, I would find something with this energy, because again, it seems to me maybe you're getting a lot of attention this year or right at the beginning of the year or whatever. With the Tower, you have the Page of Pentacles. I think this is just kind of expressing the fact that this is newness. You are stepping into this new time. You are becoming it's almost like you are becoming a new person. So it's just saying new. Next, in the area of the good stuff, yes, you have this card. It says time to collaborate on it. You also have this vulture. It says nothing is wasted. And so we have the Three of Pentacles twice. I think that it is clearly going to be a time for you to collaborate, but again, I think you need to collaborate in the right way. It's it's clear to me with this reading that as long as people that you're collaborating with are supporting your vision, I think things will go well. If you're joining groups and you're supporting someone else's vision, I think that's where the challenges will come up, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Again, I think we all probably need to learn how to work together with other people better, right? But again, I would say this year, I would pay attention to your vision, because you have the star. The star is like your North Star. The star is like your guiding light, that one big, wish, goal, or dream that you set out to accomplish. And so I would really pay attention to what you're trying to accomplish. I would really pay attention to, the things that you're working on or the things that you're creating in your life, and, make sure that you have that single vision. A lot of people have had this year, and I really wonder if it's, Pluto's move into Aquarius, because this is Aquarius. So I think that it's important for everyone to have one big goal, wish, or dream. The other thing is Neptune will be leaving Pisces this year. Technically not until the end of the year, but what will happen is Neptune's going to move into Aries. Then it's in June, it's going to retrograde back into Pisces, or start retrograding back into Pisces. And then December 6th or something like that, it moves back into, it's going to move forward and start moving back forward into Aries. So it's really the beginning of 2026. If you count the shadow and all that other stuff, where we really are going to be out of the Neptune and Aries energy. And Neptune and Pisces is that big impossible dream, that thing that just seems out of reach. So you have a year to really come up with an idea or a plan, or to start taking those steps. And you don't have to be perfect, and you only have to take a small step. But if you get started on the impossible dream under Neptune and Pisces, then you will probably accomplish it. And so I encourage everyone to go do something hard, or go do something that is going to really change your life. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands can represent leaving a comfort zone. I do think that it is a good time for exploration as well. But the Two of Wands and the good stuff would represent progress. So I do feel you are making a lot of progress. You also have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is all about following your heart. And again, Uranus and Taurus really wants us to follow our heart. So I think a lot of you could be, more in this heart-based energy, Libra, or you could be more focused on following your heart. With the star, you have the Page of Cups. I do feel there's a little love here. Again, these readings weren't, I didn't, intend for them to talk about love, but it's definitely showing up here. So there could be a person that's coming in for you with that Page of Cups. I always say the Page of Cups is also your dream, so definitely work on your dream. With the Two of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. Both cards really represent establishment. The Two of Wands, he's standing at the top of his castle, which would be an establishment, or he has established himself there in that location. The King of Pentacles is a card of stability and establishment. So I think a lot of you could be establishing yourselves in life in a bigger way. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups can represent regrets or sadness. But in the area of the good stuff, this could say that you're starting to look on the bright side and you are more paying attention to the two cups behind you, which is going to lead to this bridge and this castle. So again, this looks amazing, Libra. You have these two cards. You have this V card. It says victory in some endeavor. And you have this card that says you will be receiving a gift. So definitely victory. We have the world, which can be an accomplishment. So, really nice. You have this tankard. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. I would, with the Three of Pentacles, I would make sure that you are socializing, enjoying yourself, doing things that are fun for you with that card. You have this chair filled. It says someone new is entering into your life. Definitely could be love coming in for you at the beginning of the year. It doesn't really, there are no real love cards here. So I would, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, but that's it. So I would say maybe you meet a person and it kind of gets started, but maybe not the full commitment at the beginning of the year, but definitely could be a new person. You have this gavel card. It says involvement with the law. I really feel like this is just Libra. I think this is your energy and that's it. You have this horse card. It says short journey on it. Yeah, like I said, amazing time to go on adventures as well. But I like this. Pretty powerful reading here, Libra. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.